Hey, what's up guys? Disgusting Boys here with a brand new video. I hope all of you follow my previous video and improve your performance better. So let's start with a new video with a new topic. In this video today, I'm gonna give you some effective and efficient tips in multiplayer and Battelle world that helps you to improve your performance. If you follow my all instructions properly, then it brings you to pro level in CoD Mobile. Multiplayer first and foremost are the graphics settings. Depending on the device you are using, you need to get the most of it. This applies for BR as well. I've seen most of the players running too fast during gameplay. You need to realize it's not a good decision always. You could run straight into enemy's face and won't have a clear shot. You'll be knocked down even before you try to aim. In settings you can disable the option always sprint. Try customize label as per your convenience. Get rid of auto fire at first, because at times people run out of bullets and get shot while reloading. Choose a proper reload frame. You don't always have to reload. With more gameplays on the weapons you try, you'd understand. A reloaded 50,170% of the magazine is safe. Do so while your team is around or when enemy is far off range. In close combat situations, if you run out of bullets, simple switch your weapon. Reload takes more time. CoD multiplayer is a too quick situation. The game starts and ends real soon because the concept is shoot to kill. You need to be on your toes always. Looking around, taking cover, avoiding snipers and whatnot. With more gameplay, you surely can become a master of it. It's all about reflexes and responses. Choose your loadout wisely. I mean the weapons. I prefer PDW and SMG. You can always try different weapons to see what works for you. Don't attach the scope just because you're getting the option. Most of the people die because of the scope in close combats. If you're hiding in a building and have cover, scope is for you. Keep upgrading your weapons. You even have the option to play practice matches with AI. Yes, those are bets. However, if you're just getting started, it's better to start with them. You'd learn the moves and also you'd find them real easy to boost your morale. Directly jumping into a ranked match will only get you killed, and as a result, could make you uninstall a beautiful game. Understand the maps. You must know where most of the enemies are there and where you can find cover. This will help you survive longer in the game. The maps even tell you about cover locations. Use it to your best skills. In VR, you can locate vehicles and airdrops easily using the map. If you sense there's an enemy inside the room but you don't have a clear shot, do not enter. Use grenades, drones or something else. Try to confuse the enemy by finding an alternate path. Although real players are rarely camping, but still there's a fine chance that they're not one but two inside. You'd start shooting at one while the other one would knock you down. Keep moving during gameplays. Sitting or standing at one place makes you more vulnerable. Lastly, it's all about teamwork. Stick with your team. Your support to them is also the support to you. Some people rush the other way to get kills. You could get few kills, but even for a single time you die, your score gets affected. You'll see this in all matches that opponents are always in a group, at least a pair. Play ranked matches to move upwards. With higher ranks, you get to compete with better class of players. Play with headphones. BR graphics settings. As discussed already in MP, try to go with settings that provide higher frame rate. Don't worry if you have to resolve to low graphics. You'll be fine with it, but low frame rate will compromise your gaming experience a lot as it causes lags. A single lag at the wrong moment and you're dead. Realize that the changes cannot be made during a match. So get it done before. With premium phones and even mid-range devices, you're lucky to play with better graphics and high frame rate. Choosing the class. I feel if you're a beginner, you could go ahead with any class. In fact, try all of them to know which one is working best for you. From Scouts to Airborne, Clown, Defender, you have everything. I personally go with Medic or Trickster. As you play more, you'll realize that class is actually irrelevant if you can aim properly and have enough HP. If you're a beginner, play as Medic or Scout. After a week or two, you could try Mechanic class. Drop point. Absolutely irrelevant if you're not the team leader. You can always choose, though, to land elsewhere. On an average, 20,130% of the players get finished in the first 2 to 4 minutes itself. These are either bets or real players who didn't choose the drop point wisely. If you're someone who is at elite level in the game with the rank between 60 to 80, try dropping at crowded places to get more kills for X kill house. It would give you a lot of confidence. You cannot actually decide the weapons you can go with in BR. You can, however, try to make sure that it's at least on auto fire with laser sight. Depending on your luck at the drop site. Do not worry if you find a shotgun. They too have their advantages. I prefer M4 AK-47 with red dot sight as primary weapon and a sniper for secondary. Collect grenades too because they're useful in some situations. Also you need a proper vest and enough adrenaline as you approach the last 5 to 10 minutes of the game. Movements. This is the most crucial part. For instance, many players, on spotting the enemy, start firing. This applies only when the enemy is in range. If he's on top of a hill, I won't charge with PDW as it would only alert him. I'd use a sniper instead. Never ever run straight towards an enemy. Especially snipers. When you start running towards the enemy, you are only giving him a better shot. Always circle the enemy. From where you are, you need to move forming an arc that encloses him. Most of the people who win BR matches including me do the same thing. Enemies ahead / enemy range / enemy spotted. Yes. As the name suggests, a simple command or message you can initiate for yourself and your team by pressing a small button on screen whenever you see an enemy. Not only it alerts you but also your team to approach the spot with caution. Teamwork. BR is all about survival. If possible, stay with your clans or at least move in pairs. If you're the Wanderlust type, you have the option to play solo matches well in BR. When playing as a team, stick with the team. The top 5 to 10 players are actually people of 2 to 3 teams and it's not that easy to take down a team. Staying with your clans also helps in revival process. Revival / collecting dog tags. So a teammate has been knocked down and now is the time to react. Realize that this is always your call and a good approach when playing as a team to revive your clans or collect their dog tags. But you need to be very careful because this could be the turning point for you. Even for a decent player getting knocked down, there's certainly a better enemy out there or a squad possibly to make it worse. Strategic players or squads after knocking down someone won't go for the kill right away unless they feel it's a bet. They usually wait for his team members to arrive. Your knockdown friend is actually the bait and the enemy is trying to lure you in. Proceed the spot with maximum caution. Make sure your skill set is completely charged up. Move with another member of team if needed because you need to be prepared for anything while trying to revive a clan and get his dog tags. Use smoke grenades always as cover during revival. Offer an adrenaline to your friend upon revival if you have extra. If you have him as a medic, problem is solved. Also you have to study the pace of game. If you're in the final stage of the game with just 1 to 2 players remaining, you could skip collecting his dog tags as the game itself would finish by the time he's back from the revival flight. At times you'd come across players in your team who from the very start chose a different drop location, and with my experiences I've seen, most of these get knocked down at the beginning stage itself. Such a player, you need not to go and revive, because even if you do, they would again repeat it and will not contribute anything to the team. With what I've seen so far, they themselves would disconnect right away from the server after getting killed. So, it's not worth for you. Never ever touch the box of your clan if you're planning to scan his dog tags. This would help and get back in the game right away after landing at the last spot, rather searching for weapons again. Safe zones. Always watch for the safe zone. Make sure you are not far away from it, otherwise you're doomed. Again, teamwork works here. If you're with a teammate who has found a truffle vehicle, it can be real help. Try to get maximum kills and MVP. If you've knocked down an enemy, don't rush for the kill right away or to collect his back items. Watch out and analyze the area first. A knockdown enemy won't harm you, but chances are his clans are nearby and aiming at you. Stay alert. Last and most important, if you get killed during the match, spectate the game. Wait for your teammate to collect your dog tags. If they are nearby, they will. Again, this is why safe pheasant is important. If you died somewhere alone outside safe pheasant, your clan will not risk himself going all the way back. Spectate the match, because there are penalties too for leaving in between. This would affect your score. Even if you died early but your team performed good, your score will improve if you spectate. Avoid tanks at all cost. 70,180% of matches will end in a tank scenario. Either you or the enemy would have gotten inside a tank. Never charge straight towards a tank. A tank will kill with one blow if the player inside sees you from a distance. The tactics for tank is either be too close or too far. Use Nova Gas if the enemy is inside the tank and you're nearby. It forces the enemy to come out. Something I'd like to admit that when I started playing, I used to be afraid of tanks, like really afraid. Now I'm someone who toys with tanks. With just 1 to 2 Nova grenades, I can make the tank dance. You realize you're confident when you start jumping into scenarios you are avoiding once. Although CoD is not a racing game, but still you could work on your driving skills. You've got bikes, jeeps and even choppers. At times players take a bike and bump it straight into a tree while driving. If a team is nearby, you are almost dead in that situation because vehicles attract the maximum attention in BR. If your driving skills are good, you could even knock down players with your vehicles. Realize and understand that even the smallest of things have a huge impact. Every option given to you in CoD is for a reason. Play with headphones. Thank you for watching. If the above post helped you, do not forget to show your support through a follow-up.